Joshua Van is stepping up on 2 weeks' notice and fighting Brandon Royval on the UFC 317 card. If you don't know who Joshua Van is, he had a spectacular performance at UFC 316, where he knocked out Bruno Silva in the 3rd round. A couple days after that card, he announced on Twitter that he had fight news coming soon, and then afterwards it was announced that Carpe pulled out of the Royval fight, and Joshua Van is coming through, stepping up. At only 23 years old, he looks very promising in the flyweight division, and I can't wait to see him again on UFC 317. Before we get into it, please make sure to subscribe for more combat sports coverage. Your support has been tremendous and we're just getting started, so make sure to hit that subscribe button to be a part of the journey. So what is Joshua Van's style for those who are unaware? Well, he's a very skilled boxer with pretty sound takedown defense so far in his career. He throws a lot of pretty accurate shots per round. He's not one of those patient and kinda slow sniping strikers like Sean O'Malley or Leon Edwards. This Joshua Van character throws volume and tends to hit the targets. He is a very exciting fighter to watch, and when I first saw him on the prelims of UFC 316, I then went back into the archives, and man, I want this dude to succeed for many reasons. One, he's a couple years younger than me, and I love fresh green talent coming up the rankings. Two, he has a very flashy striking style. He comes to actually box his opponent, putting lever to face, instead of posturing for too long. And three, he's putting his career on the line, short term at least, by fighting Brandon Royval of all guys in the span of 2 weeks between his last fight. I appreciate fighters who the UFC can depend on to save fights from being totally cancelled, and I hope the organization looks after him, win or lose. Brandon Royval is a tough night for anyone in the flyweight division, so who actually wins between him and Joshua Van? As much as I would love Joshua to really show out, finish Royval, and skip the queue for a next title shots, Brandon Royval is a very crafty individual. He has slick striking similar to Joshua, although they have different weapons at their disposal. Royval relies a lot on keeping the fight long, as he is usually the taller fighter, and uses kicks as a way to dictate that range. Joshua Van, on the other hand, he comes in and punches you in the fucking face. He's a beautiful headhunter, not really aiming for anything else too much like the body or the legs. He just tries to box you at mid-range, and while he doesn't have devastating one-punch knockout power yet in his career, he does have impactful shots. I mean, he was constantly backing his last opponent up and making it look so easy on the feet. Royval also has a solid jiu-jitsu game, whereas Joshua Van, from what it looks like so far, has nice takedown defense and prefers to keep the fight at striking range. I should clarify that Brandon has a good jiu-jitsu base, as he tends to strike more nowadays than anything, but against Joshua, he could always bust it out to secure a victory. Who knows? Regardless, this is a mega step up for Joshua Van. I mean, Brandon Royval is ranked number 1 among the 125 division. I admire the courage he has to fight one of the top guys in his weight class on 2 to 3 weeks notice. It's fucking insane that a 23-year-old who, if they wanted to, can take all the time in the world fighting jobbers and slowly making his way up the rankings once he's developed, is saying, nah, fuck this, give me the toughest test possible. Even if he comes up short, which I hope not, but he very well might. Royval is a crafty individual. Still, there is no doubt in my mind that Joshua Van will become flyweight champion one day. As for who wins this fight coming, I mean, my heart says Joshua Van, but my head says Brandon Royval, by decision. He has that championship level experience, he's fought a murderer's row of flyweights, and he could just keep the fight at his perfect long range all night. However, Brandon Royval has been shown to be quite hittable. Royval could very well win the first 2 rounds, then Joshua knocks him out in the 3rd. Either way, I'm all in on the hype van. It's awesome to see the next generation of MMA fighters develop in the UFC and skip out on the kind of bullshit filler fights to pad their record. This is like if Paddy went from Jordan Leavitt to Dustin Poirier. It's a big difference, a big gap, and Joshua Van is only 23. It's insane, and however this goes, everyone should be a fan of Joshua Van after this decision to fight Royval. What do you think about Joshua Van's skill set? Of course, I think he's going to be champion in the future. Even mathematically, he's just so young, and if he has a good showing against Royval, it's only a matter of time until he obtains the belts. But I'm curious where you think his limit is. I'll catch you down the road.